We rejoin Georg at the end of a well-deserved rest after his encounter with the Bullywugs. He takes his faithful assistant Reptar to a leather worker to have an alligator skin breastplate refitted for use by Reptar. Shortly after, dour-looking dwarves arrive and summon Georg to the mines, saying only they have something to show him. In the mines, he finds the dwarves have uncovered a chamber in which there stands a mysterious archway made from sandstone. After a cursory investigation, Georg and Reptar return to the Half-Pint for second breakfast. He returns to the mysterious arch and casts Detect Magic to divine its purpose, which leads Georg inadvertently opening a portal to the Shadow Realm, putting his quest for knowledge before his own safety. Georg stepped through the portal to find himself in a tower room which held a strange medallion along with an inscription bearing an ominous message. The inscription identifies the amulet as an artifact of Drexus, a long-dead lich and faithful servant of the god of chaos Melkus. Georg returned to his own realm and set faithful Reptar to guard the portal while he went to town to question Rohana about Drexus. He does not learn much, so returns to the portal and once more enters the Shadow Realm, but this time he claims the powerful artifact for himself, all in the name of intellectual advancement, of course. After handling the artifact for some time, Georg is granted insight on how it's used, but he decides to leave town to find somewhere a little more private to conduct further studies on the artifact. He goes to say goodbye to Rohana before he departs, and an innocent prank leads to her reading his thoughts and discovers his ownership of the dread artifact. She informs the Sheriff Balrog, who of course misunderstands the whole thing and takes Georg for an evil, power-hungry lich flunky and tries to arrest Georg. Using his magic, Georg escapes by the skin of his teeth, with loyal Reptar on his heels, but alas, the sheriff does not give up easily and gives chase. Georg tells Reptar to continue on while he uses the artifact to cause a distraction. Reptar agrees to meet at the next town, and Georg gives some of his essence to power the artifact, which grants him invisibility. But the sheriff is like a dog with a bone and gathers a posse and heads to town. At least Georg is safe, cloaked by invisibility, and he heads to town. He does not meet Reptar along the way. Eventually he reaches town and learns that Balrog has arrived ahead of him and spread foul rumours, naming him a servant of darkness. But the worst lies ahead. He finds the body of the ever-faithful Reptar strung up as a warning to all who would consort with dark forces. Georg vows to get his revenge on Sheriff Balrog, even if it means he has to become the monster they claim him to be. How far down the dark path is Georg willing to go for revenge? How will the town deal with this monster they have created? What consequences await for using the artifact? Find out next time on Dicing with Death.
Why, hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. How are you doing this week, Ryan?
I'm doing well, It's been a long time.
It's been too
couple
long.
Of weeks.
Especially after the cliffhanger of last time. I can't believe it's been this long. I think you all just watched the recap now. I must apologize. At the end of last week's session, I referred to Tyrus as Balrog, mistakenly. and it got picked up
And
in
now
the
it's
recap.
canon.
No, it got picked up in the recap, and let's set the record straight here. His name is Tyrus, not Balrog.
Yes, Tyrus Bellows, Sheriff of Shirebrook.
Balrog is the undead dwarf servant of
Malchus?
Well, more specifically, he serves a character who has been reoccurring throughout the story, throughout all the stories that has kind of been interwoven in and out, and has popped up in a few different campaigns, unnamed. And I don't think anyone's caught on to it yet, but there have been a few like actual canon Ryan's Balrog character showing up here and there.
Oh, I totally missed that. I don't watch enough.
Well, yeah, it's speckled in there occasionally, and it's like evil something, and then this dwarf who sounds remarkably a lot like Balrog traveling with him, who's somehow something, little things speckled throughout. But we'll see that another story. This story is about Georg.
Georg the Great.
Georg the violent, Georg the bloodthirsty, Georg the murderer, Georg the vengeful, Georg the lich holder.
Ooh.
Something like that.
Well, are these the names I hear being thrown around the Thornwood as I slink around, invisible to mortal eyes?
Yes, you hear a great many awful names. But before we get into more details on those names, I believe you have a couple of spells to roll for.
I figured it would get me somewhere safe and then like have me write them down in my spell book and stuff. Because I did level up, but I'm also beaten, bloody, hungry, and still invisible, wandering the streets of Thornwood.
Georg the Gruesome. That's a good one. So you are wandering the Thornwood. No one can see you, which means no one tries to move out of your way, which means you are having to constantly kind of shuffle and step and dodge out of this, and push past this person, and
my
flatten against
dex
a wall.
has been drained to 6, so I have one worse AC.
So in reality, you're like tripping over
dodge.
yourself, and there's like a table here, and you stumble over this and bump into someone, and they're like, "Hey, what the hell?" And there's kind of chatter as you stumble through the crowd, occasionally bumping into things, and people start calling out. And
I love how chat's just whispering my names. The voice of the crowd. Here in Thornwood. So I push away to get away from the crowd, away from the hanging corpse of Rektar, my loyal companion, my friend. The only friend that Georg's ever known, at least on screen.
And where do you go?
I think I just try to get away from the crowd for now. I'm looking for somewhere to rest. I'm down quite a bit of HP. And I'd like to write down some of my thoughts, try and distill all that I've seen.
Okay.
And by write down thoughts, I mean write down new spells, because I just leveled up.
Woo. I don't know if we did a level up on camera last week.
Yeah, I rolled HP and all.
Yeah, but I think for those of you watching YouTube, that somehow got cut out of the VOD. So if you didn't catch the live stream last week, he did indeed level. You rolled
I am level 4 with just over 10k experience.
And how much HP?
64. I now have 11 HP, although I'm at 3 out of 11. So looking for a place
fantastic.
to heal. I don't even have any rations, so I need to. Oh wait, 2 weeks rations, which I probably burned a couple on the way over here. Okay, so I just need somewhere in the woods to sleep for a week or so. So I think I'll save the soul harvesting till I'm at full health. And find if I can find a shack like on the outskirts of town. I mean, what is it like?
The town is walled. There's a large brick wall that goes all the way around the town. The brick wall.
That's right. I slipped past the guards on the way in.
Right. The brick wall is about, I want to say like 10 feet thick, 15 feet high, maybe 20 feet high at the gates. There are 2 gates, an east gate and a south gate. And around the wall is also a moat. And you're
Yeah.
pretty sure you heard people talking about crocodiles in the moat.
I wish I had some ventriloquism because I also need to start spreading the truth about Tyrus Bellows and what he
The
did
truth.
to. Yeah.
Right.
But maybe I'll save that till I think right now I'm just looking for a place to rest and curl up and eat my rations. So I don't think I want to go back through the gate, actually. I want to find like an abandoned shack in town. If I can find like, I don't know, if there's like I don't know, towards the edge or where I don't know. If I wander around looking for maybe where the poor people live or somewhere where I might be able to find an abandoned building or an attic somewhere to
The
bunker down
west
in.
side of town is kind of the slummish shantytown area. The paved cobblestones give way, not cobblestones, but like eye-shaped bricks that interlock with one another give way to kind of just muddy, patchy areas, and then eventually just to dirt and mud roads. Not even real roads, just kind of paths. There's little lean-tos built with what looks to be pretty much just branches pulled from the forest and then some thatch thrown over it, or maybe just some like large leaves or some leaves that have been folded together and bound with straw, and the leaves just like fold over one another and placed on these crappy roofs. They look pretty dingy. Most of the buildings don't have real doors. They'll have something that acts as a door, but not even, it doesn't have hinges.
How populated does it seem? Like, is it overcrowded, or does it seem like it's?
I would say that it
left
is.
to rot.
There are many people moving around, but there are also a lot of people who are just kind of sitting in their doorways or just right in front of their house. A lot of people
hanging
just
out
kinda,
on the stoop.
yeah, everyone's just like sitting out on the stoop, chatting with one another, and there are people walking up and down the streets. But you definitely pass lots of buildings that are clearly empty, whether they're abandoned or their owners just aren't home. You can't say for certain.
I want to find like a decrepit aspect. I don't know if they have these in medieval fantasy towns, but like an abandoned building. I mean, maybe they
Abandoned
relate
buildings
the Bible
most-
here, and they
Abandoned buildings most definitely exist. It's just a matter of time. If you keep
like one
searching,
that obviously looks shit, like the windows busted out, and
yes.
you know, like obviously unoccupied, or maybe just occupied by other.
Maybe 15 minutes later, you come to the southeastern corner of town, and there is a 2-story building made out of the same red brick that they use for the big wall around the town, but it is blackened by fire. Part of the wall, the second story, has crumbled down. There's no more roof, and it looks clearly abandoned, as if the building had burned but stood, and no one has tried to rebuild it or replace it. There are patches of open terrain to either side of the building, although one side has like a lean-to built against it. This is clearly an unused building.
Okay. How many stories did you say it was?
2 stories.
Okay. I would like to enter said building and see if I can locate a staircase. I mean, is the floor plan even relevant, or is it just like are there inside walls intact?
Yes, the inside walls are intact, and you can find a staircase leading to the second floor.
Okay. I will like take note of the bottom floor. Like, is there only?
It's a pretty basic layout. It looks like this was possibly an inn or something like that.
Okay. So there's a lot of rooms. There's a lot of.
There's some columns and there's a couple of supporting walls. It looks like maybe the other walls that divided the inn rooms were made of wood, maybe. And they're just not existing anymore. But there's some big, large supporting walls and an archway here. You can see the remnants of a kitchen in one area, and what looks like was probably a bar or like the base for a bar somewhere, but the actual wooden bar itself is gone now.
Well, I take a minute and inspect the room with my 19 intelligence and memorize the floor plan in case it hurts to come up later and head up the
It is
staircase.
so. You were on the second floor now.
Yeah. Okay. I'll find. Are there a bunch of rooms up here, or is it similar open floor plan?
More or less the same, but you can find a section of the area where if you squat or sit, no one will have line of sight to you. But if
So
you
like
walk up, if you stand up and walk around, it is possible that someone on another second-story building nearby could look and see.
There's no roof, or you mean the windows are open?
It's all burned. There's no
Oh.
roof, no windows.
Okay.
All
Well, I think I
burned.
crouch on this burned out second floor and under the open air. I didn't realize there was no roof up here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna at least have a snack and get my bearings. I think it's still like the middle of the day, right? Although I traveled all night.
Yeah, I think you arrived early-ish in the morning. Not early morning. I think you arrived at like 10 or 11, maybe. And now it should be 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Georg the Gutter Rat.
Oh goodness.
Georg the Gallant?
So I think this is. I'm gonna try and hole up here for the week or whatever it takes to get back to full HP.
You're just gonna sit in a building for a week?
Not exact. I don't want to. I don't think I want to fast travel yet. There's a few. Yeah. I think I should get started on setting the record straight on Tyrus, or at least sow the seeds. And maybe while I'm invisible is the time to do it. What time of day did you say it was?
2?
2. Okay. Well, I'll remember where this building is and plan to come back to it tonight, unless I'm like dead tired after my lunch.
You didn't sleep last night, right? You force marched?
I think so.
You're pretty
I think
wiped. In theory, you can push on, but you are wiped.
Yeah, but there's no. Well,
In theory, you could push on for another 4.5 days.
is it how? What is that based on? Oh, Georg is not Neil. Georg could not marathon stream.
What's Georg's constitution?
7.
Okay, maybe not.
Yeah. Fortunately, I haven't drained that yet, but I will have to be careful if I need to cast True Seeing. Because
What a
that-
wonderful spell.
That will drain my con.
But it will give you beautiful sight into the reality of the world around you. It'll detect magic, it'll reveal invisible creatures, it will reveal secret passages, I think, all sorts of things. Anything that is hidden from view, True Seeing
I
will-
charged the amulet, right?
You have
How'd I
it
char-
partially charged.
Dex. Okay, so I think it's fully, or maybe I'd cast the invisibility. So there's 2 magic missiles.
That sounds
I
about
have
right.
this written down. So I have an empty slot then.
Yes.
I have, because I've drained 2 dex, 2 wisdom, 2 charisma, 2 strength. So that's 2 magic missiles and 2 invisibilities. Is this the second time I'm invisible or the first?
Second time.
Okay. All right, so I have 2 magic missiles and that's it. And I don't want to need more souls. No, we're not going there yet. But I'll hold off on sleeping for now and try and head to a local watering hole, a tavern, or a
Do you become visible?
gathering place. No, I stay visible.
You stay invisible.
Stay invisible. Correct. Stay invisible.
Okay.
I assume I know what would trigger me losing invisibility. I do have like
Yes.
a spellcraft proficiency, and I am a trained wizard.
If you make me a spellcraft proficiency check, you will know everything about what turns you uninvisible. If you had learned the invisibility spell the hard way, I would say you just know automatically. But since you are learning it through the powers of this,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you know what's up.
Where is invisibility then? I'll just look at the spell.
Ghastly, Georg the Gorgeous.
I don't think so, and I've drained my con or my charisma down to 9, so pretty
Georg
average.
The Gluttonous.
Why is invisibility not showing up?
It is a second level spell.
I think it's third. Oh, it is second.
It is second. Invisibility 10-foot radius is third.
Duration special. Until it is magically broken, or until 24 hours have passed.
Oh, good. I always wondered. I always said
okay,
until you go to
that's in there.
sleep, but the 24 hours is nice.
Oh yeah, that keeps you safe while you sleep too.
Unless you attack the ground in your sleep.
Do I know? I think I cast it right as I approached the gate, so I probably still got 24
You've got time.
hours. Yeah. So I'll go to a tavern, or I don't think I want to go back out to the town square where he's hung. I'll start. Yeah. If I see a crowded tavern on my way back to the town square, let me know.
You do.
Day drinkers.
Let's see, what do we have here? Kingdom of Eridon, City of Thornwood, Town of Thornwood, I'm sorry. You come across the Pug. It is a kind of crappy, dingy little tavern, single story, low-hanging slanted roofs kind of block your view of the inside from the outside, and once you duck under the roof and step into the doors, you can see people through the window. You can see people are seated low, so they should be able to look out and see everyone from the rib cage down. But passersby in the street can't really see who's in there.
Okay. And while I'm invisible, I would like to. I'm going to try spreading rumors about Tyrus, and I guess this is going to be kind of complicated to do a fake. Well, we'll see how it works.
While you're invisible, you're going to spread rumors.
Well, so I'm going to try and see if I can find like a group and pretend to talk as the group from. This is where ventriloquism would come in really handy. Try and
impersonate someone in the group and pretend contribute
not
to the group without.
I want someone to overhear a conversation, or overhear someone talking. Overhear me talking about Tyrus. So I try to find a group, position myself next to the group, but within earshot of someone else. Or maybe even find a group that's talking about this slave that's hanging in town.
Well, it is the talk of the town.
Yeah.
You quickly find.
My general idea would be, to insert into the conversation seeds of doubt.
You find a group of what looks to be 3 friends. They are all male. They are huddled together and fervently whispering about this hanged man, and particularly noting the great amount of calluses and discoloration he has around his neck and shoulders, leading them to believe he was most certainly a slave until very recently.
Oh, that's some good ammunition. Tyrus Bellows hates slaves. I guess everyone hates slaves, don't they?
No, they're all pretty cool with it, actually. Slaves do most of the field work. What does Tyrus say?
I'm not tied to
No, what
I'm
does Georg say? Silak, what are you doing?
I think I have a moment of pause as I stand by this crowd thinking through my plan. I know what I want them to hear, what I want to say, but I think whispering in their ears secrets would probably just make them more paranoid about demons or runaway wizards.
Yes.
I guess I'll just talk through my thought process, because I don't think it's going to be enough of an aha moment that it would make for a good narrative. So, I think what Georg wants to do is to get the rumor started that there is actually no wizard, that it was Tyrus. Tyrus summoned Malchus, dug up the amulet or whatever, and killed the slave to kill any witnesses or whatever. rumors go and evolve and change. There's all sorts of
Okay. So you start.
twists and turns that could take. Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't want to start whispering in these ears because that would make them more likely to think there's some demon wizard on the loose.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the plan. That's the plan. Maybe it'd be better visible, is what I'm thinking now. Because I'm getting nervous as I'm like crouching behind these people, thinking what to say.
Yeah, and
how spooky whispering in their ears.
A barmaid occasionally will walk through your area, and you'll have to step out of the way carefully, not to be hit by them or let your presence be known. So it's a little awkward to keep looking around and quietly moving without making noise and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I think sneaking up behind these people and whispering, "There is no wizard. It was Tyrus Bellows.
Is that the plan?
He summoned the demon." No, then they'd be like, "Holy shit, there's a demon in the bar. Call the priest." So unless like a good opportunity, I guess it's maybe not as crowded as I would have wanted to just be throwing bits of conversation for people to overhear. So maybe I'll see if I can find a more crowded establishment where I could just like talk to myself and
Okay.
try and let it be overheard without the source of the sound being
Sure.
obvious.
You exit the pug and go in search of another tavern.
Continue wandering around Thornwood, invisible.
It takes you a while, but you eventually come across.
Or maybe even back towards the square where the hanging body is, if there's still a crowd gathered.
Yeah.
Looking for pubs on the way.
You come across the Giant's Drink. It is more centrally located and quite a bit more packed.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't call it. Wouldn't say it is packed, but it is more crowded than the previous one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I poke my head in there and sort of slip amongst the crowd, listening and
Give me a dexterity check.
hoping for a
please.
perfect moment. But dexterity.
A dexterity check. Y'all.
Don't they have to roll to hit?
Nope. And it says roll to see if you can make it through the crowd without revealing that there's
Nope.
something here. No.
Do I bump into someone or something?
Yeah, so you're walking through
Retreat!
the crowd, and then someone tries to walk through you and just puts their hand into you and against you and goes, "What the?" And then reaches out for your shoulder.
And I try and like slink out of it. I mean, they have to roll to hit against.
AC.
They get -4. I mean, I have AC 11 if that's or AC 9 if that's possible.
Right.
But they get a -4 to hit because they can't see me, right?
Right. This 4 brings down. So they reach and swipe into nothingness. Because I could have sworn there was something right here. And
I mean, I've moved at this point. And
you've
hopefully not
moved.
bumped
You're
into
trying to
someone
slip
else.
between some other places. And you disappear for a moment. He reaches around in front of him, and someone quickly soon fills the void. And the guy sat scratching his head, being like, I know I touched something. There was...
Is he like telling his buddies?
Guys, there was something here. Like,
Yeah. So I don't think this is the bar to haunt. But I mean, if I can eavesdrop as I slink back out the door, I may do that. As soon as I become visible to him, I'm wearing a set of red robes stained with blood. So I probably need some new pants.
yeah. You hear some rumors of
Random side thought.
of wolves. Wolves that have been found feasting on the dead in the roads leading to and from town. Wolves who weren't bothered by the presence of men and didn't run away until their food was eaten in full.
Well, that is not something I want to deal with. Can I harvest a wolf soul?
No.
I know that instinctively. You aren't going to make me go try.
I think you know that internally. Didn't I send you your little document on how these things work?
I don't. Maybe you did. Let me check my Skype. I've got notes on my character sheet. I think you must
It
have.
is recharged by placing it inside a living, intelligent, medium humanoid, which is then drained of life force.
Yeah. So, okay. Wolves, why aren't they talking about me? All right. And I'm going to head back to the town square.
Okay. You make it back to the town square fairly shortly after that. It's now around 4 in the afternoon. The sun is not setting, but it's definitely getting low in the sky. It is late winter. You get back to the town square? What do you do?
I assume Reptar is still hanging from a pole in the center.
Yes.
From whatever.
Yes,
from the gallows. And is there still a large crowd gathered?
No, there are people looking.
Mm-hmm.
Small pockets of people fairly spread out. But mostly they're just chatting with one another.
Maybe I need a bard. Guess Tyrus can wait. I'll know the truth someday.
What do you do?
I think I slink back to my burned out building.
Okay.
I would like to pick up some clothes on the way, and I would like to buy them without revealing myself. So basically, I want to steal some clothes and leave like a gold coin in their place. If I don't know if there's like an open air market to go through, or if there's like a tailor shop where I can.
No, the markets are all done out in the market square.
Okay, so then it should be pretty easy to come up invisible and grab a pair of trousers and a tunic off of some guy's stand.
If you don't mind seeing this trousers and tunic just disappear from in front of them, then it's super easy. But if you want to pull these things when people aren't looking, it's going to be a little harder.
Yeah, so I want to do my best to. I mean, I guess I'm not a thief. I don't have pickpocket skill, but I would try to slip them without anyone when no one is looking. I mean, so if they took a double take, obviously the trousers are missing, and with the invisibility spell, once I like tuck them under my blouse or whatever in my robe, they will they disappear.
Right.
So maybe the shopkeeper will notice shortly after that. Oh, hey, there was a pair of pants right there. And I will leave a gold coin behind if that's safe as well. So I don't know if another horrible dex check.
I'm trying to figure out. Where is Georg's character sheet? What the hell is this hard out?
Character sheet. Whose character sheet are you looking at?
No one's.
Random's Townskeeper's character sheet? Or is there like a true seer? Oh yeah, you did Skype message me the amulet information.
Okay. You make your way back to the shack.
Yeah, I want pants.
Oh, pants, right. Sorry. I got distracted for a moment. Pants. You can successfully swipe some pants. Pants are like, what, 2 gold each for a pair of real pants?
I have no idea. Do I know what a pair of pants costs?
You know what it costs back in your land. And prices seem to be roughly the same.
Okay. And a tunic as well, if I can get them from the same guy. Maybe I can, I don't know. I may even come back and buy them later once my disguise is sufficient. And by disguise, I mean not wearing wizard robes and carrying around a quarterstaff anymore.
Yeah. see. Breeches are 2 gold. Cloak. No, you wanted
Like a shirt. I don't want to look the
8
least bit
silver.
wizardly. Maybe I'll get a traveling cloak later. Okay. So if they're at the same guy's shop, I will just like slip 3 gold on top of where I took the pants from.
Okay.
Am I able to slip out without anyone noticing, or without anyone seeing a floating pair of?
Give me that dex
floating
check.
tunic? It is a dex check. I guess it's got to be. Nope, same roll. Someone sees the floating pants. This town is haunted.
They most certainly do. In fact, someone sees the pants and goes, "What the hell?" and makes a grab for the pants. And grabs a hold of the pants. And now
Opposed strength check.
Well, now I guess we should do a strength check.
Yeah, which is also not great, and it's also drained. Oh, but he doesn't see me. He doesn't know which angle I'm going to tug from. And I roll a 27 on said strength check.
You rip the pants right out of his hand.
And I grab it. I just go running at this point, grabbing a tunic as I go.
The man falls back, kind of scampers on his hands and feet.
So I think in the flurry of the chaos,
runs the other way.
Okay, and in that chaos, I'll grab the tunic, and if I can, even just like drop 3 silver on the. Fuck the silver. Fuck these guys. I tried. Was that the shop owner, or was that?
You don't
just
know.
Customer. Okay. As everyone's like reeling, what the fuck's going on? And I'll try and just like slip out in the chaos with the shirt and pants. Being invisible is easy. Best rogue ever.
For now. Okay.
So I will add clothes to my character sheet, and I think I'm going to swap out I'm going to ditch my old bloodstained red robe.
Sure. Are you going to head back and sleep or rest?
Yeah, I'm going to head back and rest and like change.
So,
robe.
do you know what spells you want? Because why don't we get you some
So
spells?
I think I'm going to
now?
sit down and probably need to end the invisibility. Am I allowed to end it? Am I considered the caster for purposes of this?
You are the caster.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so I can cancel at any time, right? Because I will need to. I think to be able to write, I'm imagining that I probably need to be able to see like my quill as it's writing.
Maybe.
Maybe I can write invisible. I'll try writing while invisible, and then if that fails, I may cancel it. So I pull out my spell book, and so I think we're going to stick with the dimension spells because there's some pretty cool ones. And actually, my chance to learn dimension spells is 100%, if that's allowed.
Nope, 99% is allowed.
99%. Let me check the. Are stats on the DM screen? Let me grab my player's handbook just a sec. But in any case, I think with the bonus for being a specialist, it's up to 99%. You said that's the max.
Well, give me that roll.
I was just looking at, with 19 int, the spell chance to learn is 95%. And max number, I can learn every spell. I learn all the spells, Neil. Can I just learn all the spells?
Keep them in order because if you lose a point of int, you lose all spells that you memorized past your first few that you memorized.
All right, so actually, let's figure out what order I want the dimension spells of 2nd level are Deep Pockets, Displace Self, and Rope Trick. Deep Pockets and Displace Self both have pretty pricey spell components, which will be difficult to acquire, especially if wizards are looked down upon.
Yes.
Rope Trick is a little more straightforward. So I'm thinking to get Rope Trick just for the practicality of it, because I can cast it right away.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe Deep Pockets is going to take... As cool as that spell is, I think I may want to find it. It's going to be so hard to find these later, isn't it? Deep Pockets. Yeah, Deep Pockets is like it's a permanent. Oh no, it's not permanent. But I need a 50 GP robe of high quality material fashioned to basically make your own bag of holding.
Temporary bag holding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
pretty freaking cool. But I think I'll save that till I can afford to do that. Yeah, not worth it. Okay, so let's do roll for rope tricks and displace self.
Let's see it.
Both of which I will probably pass. Holy shit. That's a pass though, right? 99%?
Pass. 99 is a fail. 16
No, it's not a fail. It's if my chance is up to 100, you said there's only 1% chance to fail, or is it a 10?
Oh, yeah, no, if your chance is up to 100, then that is, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I actually can't. I mean, if you have 24 int, it says 100% chance. I have 19 int with the 15% bonus. You're looking tired. Are you jet lagged, and I'm boring you with all this?
No, I am a little bit jet lagged, and all of a sudden it's hitting me all at once. I was going to say, learn your spells. We'll go to a break. I'm going to go wash my face because the jet lag is hitting me.
Freezer panties.
Oh,
freezer
God,
panties.
No.
Okay, so I learn displace self, rope trick, and I guess we can wrap it up for that. I mean, do you want to take a break now? Or?
Yeah, we're just going to take a quick break. We'll just do our normal break length and everything, and we'll be back in about 5-ish minutes with some more Dicing with Death. See you guys soon.